good for me to take the floor then. From my vantage point, Zab, I personally would say that the goal was correctly disallowed. But I do
Mm-hmm.
think that the fact that this goal wasn't given, but we've seen Arsenal use, this is what people have been saying, and I agree with it, have been using similar tactics at set pieces this entire season. It's a bit hypocritical that the referees decide to disallow this goal when we've seen similar antics happen in Arsenal's favor in other games where they've been able to use the same kind of rugby roughhousing in the box to get
Because
score goals from their own attacking
yeah,
spaces. That's been the main
it's a
complaint.
matter of like the refs being consistent with their judgment. Like there's the same problem in the NBA all the time regarding like Shea foul baiting. Like
Exactly.
referees ruin the game when they don't have consistent judgment. Like you can't. What was it? I think.
Yeah, I tried to watch the OKC Lakers game the other day, and I think they called a foul on the tip off, and I just went to bed because it was already like one. It was already like 1 a.m. or
Oh
something.
my god.
Oh,
There's a like the Jalen Brown. Like the Celtics ended up getting
yeah,
losing a 3-1. Like they had like a 3-1 and then they lost whatever.
that's-
And then Jalen Brown was complaining and people were making fun of him, but he wasn't wrong, bro. Like
Yeah.
the fouls they were calling on him, they weren't calling on anybody else. It didn't make sense. But to go back to the Arsenal game, I would agree. Like if it's something like that, like I think that's on the refs more than it's on Arsenal. But it's always gonna the hit is always gonna fall back on Arsenal, like especially at this point in time during the season. I want to talk about my captain, the guy I never gave up on, personally. I think, like, bro, I think if any Arsenal fan still wants to get rid of Martin Odegaard this summer, I don't think you're an actual fucking fan, bro. Like, in my opinion, because like, there's like it's just pure hatred, bro. Like, he came, what was it, the 70th minute, Quan told me, and from
Yeah.
what I saw, bro, like he changed the whole game. Am I missing? Like, is that false?
No,
Would you
no.
say?
This is 100% the truth. This is one of his best appearances, I'd say, arguably this entire season. Like I was watching, expecting a classic. Not saying he's irrelevant because there's been moments even this season in a down season for him where he's made an impact when he's come off the bench or even when
Yeah.
he's played 50 something, 60 minutes. But at 100%, your analysis is spot on. I would tell you that the moment he came on, he definitely gave Arsenal an extra spark, and his assist was testament to that. It wasn't even just the assist, the IQ and like the helping the game kind of tick along a bit more with a bit more intensity. Arsenal looked a lot more fluid when he came onto the pitch.
mm.
I'm inclined to agree, JK. What do you think about like?
I
Am I
think
thinking
the
was it you that
referee.
hated Odegaard? It was you and Quan that got into Odegaard Cole
Like,
Palmer debate or something one
yeah,
time.
yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
on the like Arsenal with the refs thing, I think is like obviously like we can blame the refs, but I think we can all agree that Arsenal are like the most physically dominating team in the Premier League. And then I think I saw a stat the other day that Arsenal haven't gotten like a single red card this season, which is like okay, fair is like okay, that makes sense, cause but like there are some times where it's like okay, something should have happened, something happened where it was like okay, this Arsenal player should have been like for example the time where especially Chelsea played Arsenal for the first time. David Raya did punch the ball, but then he also punched Joao Pedro's head. So then it's like like if some type of penalty can be given for that. So most refereeing decisions this season has gone in Arsenal's way. So you can blame that on the refs, you can blame that on Arsenal, or like
Wait, but
most people can get angry at the refs, but then it's like they like I can get angry at Michael Oliver for like 1 day, 2 days, and like on the third day I've forgotten about him. But then like if I'm still going to remember the challenge that maybe Gabriel or maybe Declan Rice put in, so that's those type of things spill over. So yeah.
that makes perfect sense to me. I don't know if I just think ET was about to say something. Did you disagree or did you have
yeah,
something
I was
else?
gonna say I heard you had said like that it makes sense that they don't have any red cards this season. But I was just like, how does what were you saying? Like, how does that
But
make
like
sense?
I said that Arsenal doesn't have we can agree that they are the most physical team in the league, and there are some times where we can see that they should have gotten a red card, like for the time where Newcastle versus Arsenal at St James Park, where Gabriel pushed Walter Made on the floor, or this recent Man City versus Arsenal, where some will say that okay, the fact that Gabriel even tore Haaland's shirt or still nodded him, he should have gotten penalized for that, but then they don't. So it's like evidently more times than not, refereeing decisions have gone their way. You can choose to blame the referee or Arsenal. Either way, it just depends on who you're more angry at. Like you can think of Michael Oliver or any other Premier League ref, like, but they're not going to stay in your mind for like a month. But then by the time when Arsenal fans are like celebrating the league, like that type of shit like builds up hate in fans. So they are going to want to like hate on Arsenal more.
I mean, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and disagree. To be honest, like I'm not gonna disagree with you, but I will say is like something that Conrad had said like a while back to me is like Arsenal went from being the least physically imposing team and being made fun of and being treated as weaklings to being the bully, and now nobody likes them. And again, I feel like any team that has dominated genuinely has had the majority of the cause in their favor for a while. Like we can say that about Man United back in the day. We can say about peak Manchester City maybe around 10 years ago. Like I feel like it applies regardless. So
Yeah.
it's fair. I'm not gonna say it's not true, but I don't think any team is gonna dominate for an extended period of time without the refs developing a certain bias. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to add to that too. I feel like for me, the biggest thing, the reason why the non-Arsenal fans don't like it as much is because Arsenal's identity, at least for me, watching them from when I was younger, has always been playing expansive and attractive football. And I feel like this side, which I agree with you, Zab, that this is probably the better way to go in terms of winning now, like getting success now. But the roots of what I watched Arsenal do with the Wenger era and having, the Rosicky, Santi Cazorla, the list goes on. Ramsey, I can name all the players, but what I'm saying is from that era, that football that I got used to, Jack Wilshere, all of that stuff, that goal against Norwich that we all remember with the Giroud and Wilshere combination, that football is what I was used to seeing Arsenal do. For me personally, I don't feel like I recognize Arsenal anymore. That doesn't matter. I'm a Rival fan. Who cares about what I think? But it's the truth. I don't see them at all. I don't see any of that stuff.
No,
I'm
but
like,
that's
wow.
fair.
Like, you know what I mean?
I think that's fair. Like, bro, they only have 4 players out of the players that they had like 5 years ago.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Out of the whole team, they only have 4 players. They're not recognizable. They did what
It's
was
a good
necessary.
thing. It's the good thing because this change, for the sake of them being successful, at least up until the end of the season, we'll see, but it's looking likely, at least for the Premier League, a guarantee, is that because they've changed their approach with who they recruit and building more on athleticism and less on actual like skill set and players who have natural aesthetic ability and all that stuff and talent, the team is way more robust. So no one, like you said, no one runs over Arsenal anymore. It's no longer about playing tippy-tappy, pretty football. It's, can we beat you up? Can we get you the first punch into the nose and kind of create like a sense of, we're gonna never be physically outmanned or physically outrun, which happens. But Arsenal do that to most teams they play against. It doesn't matter who they come up. And that's why they're able to win, I think, so consistently.
I again retweet in my opinion. But before we move on, I wanted to just shout out Trossard personally. I think he's having like a fucking amazing season. I think he's arguably like probably the Arsenal's best attacker this season.
Yes.
I think that's objective to say, no?
I personally would agree with you. I think when they needed him most, I think about the goal against Sunderland. I know that the game they drew, but even in a match like that, then he scores a screamer.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna act like this barometer is that high because, in my opinion, I've not rated any of Arsenal's attackers this season to the level of a championship elite attacking unit that you've seen from previous winners. But I must admit, I will put my hands up, and I'm not even the biggest Trossard fan. But this season in particular, whenever I know they need him, more often than not, I'm looking at him like, yeah, he's going to give an assist. An opportunity, even across the Havertz just the other day against Manchester City. I know he didn't score it in the end, but that was Trossard's ball that came into the box.
He's a big moment player, in my opinion.
Yeah, he definitely is. Even in the Champions League final, I don't want to wish nothing in your favor as an Arsenal fan, Xavier, but I'm not an idiot. Like, even I know watching football enough, that will be the guy that will cause an impact for Arsenal, 100%.
I think Madrid are probably like in the darkest, like I won't say darkest era, but then let's say of the 2020s, like since Ronaldo left, this is hikey like the darkest it has been. Where it's like
this is the darkest I've
players just look
in my whole lifetime. For sure.
Players just look and play like they are distraught, like they are not here. And I feel like fans are itching for somebody to blame. It's like, okay, when Mbappe is not playing, sometimes we are better, but then sometimes we are trash. And sometimes when Mbappe is playing, sometimes they are good. And then sometimes when Vini is in play, like they are looking for someone to scapegoat. And then with the whole situation going on in Madrid, with like it being as if they are rival gangs within the squad, like that's not helping as well. So like, and then Perez is trying to handle everything, and then with presidential elections coming as well, it's like everything that could go wrong is going wrong for Madrid. Like another trophyless season, and then it's actually crazy how a bad season for Madrid is like second place with no trophies. Like I can take that like any day. Yeah. It's like there's nothing just bodes well for the future, like players are acting up, they are looking for the next manager, they don't know where it's coming from. For the game itself, the Madrid players didn't look up to it, and I feel like Barcelona, like they were just more motivated coming into the game. They knew who they needed to rile up, they knew who they needed to mark, they knew who to attack like offensively. I think Pau Kubasi had a good game. Ferran Torres as well had a good game as well, and yeah, they wrapped up the La Liga in like a sensible fashion, like how like they came, they knew what they needed to do, and they did it really. What going to like what Yamal did after the game? I think are you referring to the waving of the flag or yeah, doing that like
Exactly.
yeah, like I've always known like Yamal had that in him, like that's like he could spearhead that next generation of like influential footballers because sometimes people look at them as like okay, they just play football, but no, like these are people with like influence. Like there are some people who can take what these footballers say as law and then
Yep.
showing that like because most footballers, if I'll say all footballers are aware of what's going on in the world right now, and then not being afraid to like speak up, like about like an injustice happening. That's very good.
Also, shout out Hansi Flick for, unlike most managers I would expect in that situation, he backed his player up. He said
Yeah,
that like he's not a big fan of political statements in general when it comes to football, but like he's proud that an 18-year-old was able to do something like that. You know what I
and
mean?
like he did it on a stage where it's like okay, there's a bus, the team parade, they're parading with the bus, like where it looks like that'll be the highlight of the moment, like really making that seem important, which was very good of him. But
Is there? I wanted to ask about Rashford's first season at Barcelona and how you guys view it, but I
Mm.
also want to get like you guys' thoughts on the everything JK has talked about in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, if I can step in real quick, I think the first thing I want to mention is what I read recently is that this is the first time that Barcelona won the league title playing in an El Clasico to win it, and that for me is already insane. We've never seen that happen before. And the second thing I want to mention to JK's point is that I thought that for me this wasn't even a great Barcelona 11 that played. It wasn't a more like the complete, but every single main starter they're used to being in the squad was in the 11, and even then I thought the match was very basically decided in the opening 25 minutes. The moment they hit 2-0, he was for me it looked like cruise control. The Madrid didn't seem that they were threatening enough, and I thought Barcelona, as they classically do at home, controlled the moments they needed to for the majority of the game. And for me, I've been very impressed with Hansi Flick's ability with limited resources. I know it's still Barcelona, of course, they're expected to be top two team, of course. That's how La Liga's always been. But I do think that the football they play, for me as a fan, I enjoy, and also they've been able to yield results playing that way. And I do think they have a good future ahead of them. I can't say the same thing for Madrid. I'm a bit nervous. If I would be nervous, if I'm a Madrid fan, just because there's too much chaos at every level. Like there's no stability with the coach right now. I know they want to get Mourinho, which I personally wouldn't endorse. The Perez is saying how they need to kill him in order to get him kicked out because he's never going to leave, and he's been there for a century now. You have Valverde, Chouameni boxing it up like Mike Tyson and Logan Paul or no Jake Paul, sorry, back in them times a couple of weeks ago or years ago. So all of this chaos put into one like blender creates a lot of instability for a team that's known for being very very like status quo. Everyone knows they're going to be the big dogs. And this is my little hot take that I'm going to drop in there. You guys can give me your thoughts too. But I do think maybe it's not him specifically. It's not a personality thing. I have no beef with Mbappe. I don't think he's a great player. But the Mbappe effect seems to be coming to hit Madrid as well because he left PSG and they look, to my opinion, a better team. And he's joined Real Madrid now. And as much as I know he's had a great individual season, collectively, I don't know what's happening at Madrid. I see Jude Bellingham posting stories without Mbappe in the picture, trying to send messages to his teammates. Like all of this stuff tells me, bro, there's something that's not right behind the scenes. I think that's not helping the situation.
No, 100%. Oh, ET, go ahead. My fault.
Yeah, I feel like I think it'll be fine, to be honest, at Madrid. I think a lot is going on right now. It's definitely very unstable. But I think, first of all, I think where they went wrong is sacking Alonso, not backing him, giving him the power. I feel like this year that's kind of been a theme. You look at Maresca and Chelsea, I feel like there was also kind of a similar situation. Even Amorim, you could say, even though we've kind of seen more success afterwards. But I feel like Mourinho is going to cook, to be honest. I think that's exactly what they need, someone to set, people straight, someone to tell them what's what, who's going to have ultimate control, who's won before. He is a little bit washed, but I feel like
Thank you very much. Thank you.
No, he
he's
is
pretty
very washed, but this is the perfect situation for Mourinho.
exactly. He's pretty washed, but I feel like at a club like Madrid, the quality of the players that they have, they just need someone to manage the egos.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all they need. And I think he's gonna do that. I think Perez also like I think obviously he hasn't made the best decisions, I guess, but I think ultimately he has done a lot of good for the club. And he definitely wants, the best for the club. And I think he's gonna do what he can to get them there. I feel like Mourinho is part of that. And I think on the Tchouaméni and Valverde fight, I think that it's going to be fine. Ultimately, it seems like, I don't know, things happen. I feel like they both kind of released statements. I don't know if there's any actual beef there. And I feel like, again, Mourinho would be able to deal with that. As a United fan, we are linked to Tchouaméni, so I do hope that kind of gets him out the door a little bit, to be honest.
Well, you guys saw the reports that apparently they know who leaked everything. They didn't say who it was, but they said they know who leaked it.
Perez said he's handled it, so that person's probably dead or some shit. So.
I think I saw a meme that it was like Carvajal, because Perez had said like that person's leaving, so they're upset or something.
And I heard Tchouaméni imply kinda that like Carvajal had like issues with him early on in like when he first
Well,
came
it's not only Tchouaméni and Valverde, because I think you guys also saw that Rudiger also slapped Carreras or something like that. It's like
yes. Rudiger did slap Carreras. I forgot about that.
Lots of beef in the squad, And what he said about like quality of players, like while I do agree that Madrid have good players, I don't know. I feel like they need to do a complete like what's the word? They need to offload this summer. I feel like there are so many players that they have where it's like, okay, we know they can be good, but then it just seems so stagnant right now. Like aside maybe Rodrigo, but I don't know how Rodrigo is going to be when he comes back from his injury. But I don't think Madrid have any.
But is there any space for him if you bring back Nico Paz? You got
exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're bringing back Nico Paz. They're bringing back Endrick. I don't think Madrid have any good right wing.
Yeah, they're not gonna bring back Endrick. Endrick does not want to go back there, bro. Endrick does not want to go back there.
He shouldn't go back. He shouldn't. I think he should leave. Yeah.
And I feel like although they do have good midfielders like Tchouaméni, Camavinga, like for like the past 2 years, I don't know. Me personally, it's just been like we know they are good.
I think Tchouaméni's been good. I feel like Camavinga is more problem, more inconsistent. Tchouaméni's played out of position a lot. I feel like Camavinga is
out of position
injured all the time, and like when he is there, like he's kind of.
And then their center back situation as well.
Yeah, that's where
it's spooky, bro. It's spooky.
Militao is always injured, and Rudiger has gone off the like.
Rudiger, he's finished.
Their whole back line
is finished.
They don't have a stable backup for Trent, who also gets injured sometimes. Their backup for Carreras, Mendy, is always injured as well.
Isn't Mendy retiring?
Yeah, he's probably going to retire. Like Courtois is aging. They don't have a sensible replacement for him. Asensio fucking broke his neck. It's like everything is just
before that, anyways. But yeah,
exactly. So it's like I feel like they need to like they need to stop believing in this. Oh, we are Madrid. Any player we want to get. Like they need to tactically use data, analyze the market, go into the market, because they are definitely not investing in their youth academy anyways. And go and find players that can, not just that you buy one superstar and then it's like, yeah, okay, we are back, and then now you're trophyless in 2 seasons. Like they thought that once they signed the back, they fucking
for Madrid specifically, I don't think the players should be the ones with the biggest ego for Madrid to be successful. Like your manager for Madrid specifically, even throughout the times, like you need a manager that's not gonna take shit from his players and that's gonna stand on what he says. And the only player there that can talk back is Cristiano Ronaldo. That's always what it's been.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's changed over time, but like, bro, motherfuckers, like, there should never be 3 different players that feel like they can have a say in a team, in my opinion.
I think the big thing is because they lost a lot of their leaders that they had before, and therefore the direction of the team is not the same. Like they had pillars of the squad that have been there for 10 years, 11 years.
They have this thing where they want the superstar to necessarily be the leader of the team.
Yeah.
That Cristiano was one of one, bro.
Yeah.
Messi is one of one, bro.
He never took on a leadership role anyways. He just knew that I'm here
He
to
was
do
leading
my
by
job.
example.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like the team had its captain, the team had its mentors, but then I'm here to win, and I feel like now most of those players who are here to win also believe that okay, I have to lead these guys as well. But not everybody is a leader. Not everybody knows how to lead. No, not
Bro,
everybody knows how to and then even the leaders in the squad like Carvajal are not really like imposing themselves on the other players as well. So it's like,
that's what I was just about to say. Like the archetype of like just the leader has disappeared. Like there's no more Puyols in world football, bro.
No.
Like Puyol is a good defender, but Puyol is not like I don't think Puyol is usually the greatest defender on the pitch when they're playing when they're playing like Madrid or they're playing another great team. But Puyol is out there showing heart, bro. Like Puyol is doing everything he needs to do and is leading his team the right way. Like I don't know, you don't have that in modern football. Were you about to
And
say something?
I feel like it's a stark contrast from the Barcelona team as well, where they have a lot of leaders, even the young ones, because all of them are around the same age. Like it's just like you just see that bond within the players, where it's like, okay, even when we lose, we pick up ourselves, but then Madrid loses and then Vinicius is running crazy, or Rudiger is running crazy, or Carvajal is running crazy, and then it's like these are meant to be the guys that are like the vets of the team. Like even as young as Vinicius is, he has been at Madrid since they started this project of after Ronaldo. So he's like one of these vets of the team, and then it's like you have to lead by that example. You have to be composed when you need to, act out when you need to. Like, I don't. Yeah.
I wanted to ask something though, just a wider question on the same topic. Do you guys think that they can exist as a team, like, and do well having both Mbappe and Vinicius in the same lineup? Is that something you think is possible, ET?
Let me add a question to that on top of it. Because this is what the third time in a row Barca have beat Madrid. Am I tripping?
Yes.
I think this is the third time in a row.
Madrid won the well, okay, no, they won the El Clasico. Them Barca beat them in the.
Yeah,
this is the second time, I think. I think this is the second time.
Second time. Super Cup in this, yes.
Yeah, but like my thing is going forward, I also don't see them winning against Barcelona. Like for like the next 2 years, unless something like JK said, they change everything. Like, and when they change everything, they have to make the decision. They have to pick between Mbappe and Vini already, bro.
Yes.
Like they've been dragging that shit. What do you guys think?
I feel like. Okay, let him answer. Yeah.
What was the question?
He asked whether Stephen.
It's a two-part. Like my question is like, what do you think? Do you think Madrid even stands a chance against Barcelona going forward, like the next 2 years? And then Stephen was asking, re-say your question because I don't want to butcher.
Yeah, I was asking basically, do you think that do you think Madrid can be successful having Mbappe and Vinicius in the same team at the same time, or do they need to get rid of one of them? And which one would you get rid of if you're gonna get rid of one of them?
I think they have to get rid of Vini and let Mbappe and let Mbappe, because you already invested too much in Mbappe. You can just give up on the project like that. And Vini also has a big ego. I need Mbappe to play at his natural position and actually play with a number 9. Real Madrid hasn't had a real number 9 in a few seasons now. I need Mbappe to be himself, and I don't think Vini is gonna let Mbappe be himself. Vini is always going to be there.
I agree.
Because I've watched him play. You can tell Mbappe, he doesn't really have the instinct of the number 9. He can play it, but he just doesn't have it. He doesn't want to be there. He's always driving back to the left side. I just don't see them coexisting. They can try maybe another season, but if I were them, I would take the risk, sell Vini while he still has a lot of value, get myself a really good number 9. I would even sell Rodrigo too, go after Olise, and then see what we can do. Because I feel like they got the
crazy.
I feel like a world exists where Mbappe plays as the striker and Vini plays left wing, but then I genuinely feel like because most of the attention is on them, it also makes people, because when people are focusing on the 2 stars of the team, then when it's time to blame someone, they're also going to blame the 2 stars of the team. Like I said, I feel like the 9 other players, something has to be done to, like, the team just has to be balanced out in a way. Like, I feel like there are not enough good players, like good, like Madrid level players across the board of Madrid starting 11 to make it work. I don't know how to explain. Like,
Really, you don't rate Mastantuono,
no,
Goulet, Brahim Diaz?
no. I
I'm
think
just asking.
I
I'm,
think Gula is good. I think Gula is
Goulet
good. I think
and
Diaz
Diaz
is
is
good.
good.
I
But
rate Goulet, bro. I think Goulet's a good
I,
player.
I, I
Yeah,
think
but
I think
I
they are
just
good,
started
but
with
then I
Mastuano,
don't think
bro.
Madrid is ever going to trust them with a starting role. Like sometimes you just have to be realistic. Like, I don't think Diaz is ever going to be trusted as okay, you are going to be a like a pivotal part of our midfield, And then the guys who are mainstays in their midfield, like now Valverde and Tchouaméni have a fight. Even if you say that okay, it's going to be fine, like these things linger on like across like the years, even if they stay in Madrid together. So I feel like some blame can be given to Mbappe and Vini not really playing well together, But then I don't know. I feel like it could work. It's just that it hasn't yet. So it's like the chances
But
of it
in
working.
my opinion, they're missing a profile in their midfield, which they haven't had since Tony Cruz has left. No player
Yeah,
in the midfield is like Tony Cruz. And I
exactly.
remember watching many Madrid fans, as much as it's hard to find English-speaking ones. I've seen quite a few say that the moment that trio, especially Cruz in particular, I'm not going to go into detail about his profile of player, but you guys know what I mean. Tony Cruz
No,
is a
Cruz
it's a template
provides
setter.
stability. Like he's just
Exactly,
consistent in everything he does. So there's like a
100%.
basis that you have every game.
And I
Yeah,
feel like Madrid's a team where they don't really go too much on strictly like to tactical style of play. It's more so can these individuals play as a unit and get chemistry as they play together. And for me, Tony Cruz was a big part of keeping the glue of the team, especially the midfield, the balance of the team, really, really well. And I don't think Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Valverde, I don't think any of these guys have that skill set that he has or he had to do the same things that in that team. They don't have that. I don't like using all these crazy Twitter term, but the DLP as they call it. The guy that can play the deep line playmaking role to do
so
something. So
Tchouaméni
On
and
that note,
Camavinga
on
are
that note,
elite bench
on that
players
note,
in my opinion. Like they're elite, the cream of the crop of bench players. Like they're bench players that you can plug in almost in any position on the field at any point in time that will help you throughout an entire season. You know what I mean? My bad, Ruben. I cut you off. I didn't realize you were talking.
I was just gonna say, like to Stefan's point. On that note, who in the world would resemble Cruz and Real Madrid could go out and get? I was only thinking about player like Odegaard. I don't really see another player that really
Does
resembles.
this midfielder that Madrid were chasing that plays for Stuttgart, Angelo Stiller? Do you guys know him?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I don't really
So
pay
I've,
attention.
I've watched one game he played for Germany and he looked decent. I feel like with the right coaching, with the right support, he can be incorporated into that role. But yeah, and Madrid don't look like they're going to change their style of play. Like we they do need that midfield player that imposes themselves offensively, like defensively,
Yeah.
and then they don't have that right now. So
They don't even just need one, in my opinion. Like the
Yeah,
only
no.
midfielder that they have that they should. I mean, Guler can play on the right and play a 10, but I prefer Guler as a 10. Like I think he's amazing. Like he plays kind of like Ozil. He reminds, and I always loved Ozil. He's the only player in that midfield that I think has his spot for the next couple years.
What about Bellingham?
Oh yeah, that's true.
How are we
Bellingham-
forgetting about Jude? Yes, thank you, ET. I completely forgot about
Yeah.
Bellingham, bro.
Like I prefer Jude as an 8, but like I don't love Jude as a 10. I don't love that. That's what I'm talking about. Like I don't
Actually,
yeah.
for me personally, I think Jude's pretty useful as a 10. I ain't gonna lie.
He's
I like
useful. I'm not saying he's not
Yeah.
useful. Jude is like the most useful midfielder, period. in
probably,
today's
yeah,
football.
that's
Yeah.
probably true. Yes,
Yeah.
in terms of all the skill set, yeah.
I just
I
think
feel
he's better as
I
a
feel like that's a memory of his like his first season. I feel like the fact that he hasn't been able to live up to that for
But I
like
think
generally for a while.
That's because Mbappe came
It
to
doesn't
Madrid.
like but then it makes fans like underrate most of the other things that he's good at. Like I remember the discourse for like 3 months at the beginning of the season that guy said that Jude can't pass, Jude can't dribble, Jude can't. I'm like, we clearly aren't watching the same player. Like obviously, like because people that his first season, like his activity on the edge of the box, carrying the ball into the box, always getting that last touch, that decisive player, like he decided games. And then he's not really doing that anymore because when Xabi Alonso then came in, he then shifted in from that role, tried to play more as an 8, as like a midfield general, which he didn't really live up to. The goals ran dry, and then now it's like now we're talking about Madrid midfielders and we completely forgot about Jude, like, so it's like,
I think
but
it's
yeah, I feel like he can be.
I think it's just because he's been injured. Like, I feel like he's been at a high level. I think he's their best player, and he's been their best player for a while, to be honest. And I think, I don't know. I think to say that Cruz, like, they need a Cruz replace, like, I feel like that is a little bit too far. Like, I don't think you need a Cruz profile in your midfield for it to be good.
You don't think so? Barca have that.
I think they just need to figure out a new balance of what would work for their midfield.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, but
also,
I don't think we should continue.
I was just gonna ask you what you thought of. I saw a report that Mourinho said he wants Osimhen if he's gonna come.
No,
What you guys think about that?
That's likely never happening.
Huh?
That's likely never happening. Like Mbappe is not letting that happen. Like that does.
No, but if they get Mourinho, it's happening. Mourinho said he wants all control. He wants to be a manager. He doesn't want the
If
players to have
Osimhen goes to Madrid, if you guys are worried about egos, you guys are going to be 10 times more worried about egos because Osimhen is the type of player, like, he comes in, he's a mailman. He wants to do his job and he wants to do it efficiently. Anything stopping him from doing his job efficiently, he is going to attack that. And then with Vini and Mbappe already having their issues, it isn't going to gel at all. Like, Mourinho should genuinely be, like, realistic. Like, let's be realistic. Like, somebody or even two people, but somebody is genuinely going to have to leave Madrid if Osimhen.
No, listen. I don't disagree with you because I would rather he come to me because he's linked to Arsenal. He's also linked to Chelsea. I think he might even be linked to
He's not linked to Chelsea anymore. He's linked to you guys.
Not anymore? Really?
Barcelona. Yeah, he's not linked to us anymore.
Okay, but
we actually fumbled the bag last year, January.
I hate Mourinho. Genuinely, I'm not a big fan of Mourinho, but, like, I rate him in terms of, like he should be a fucking politician. Like, he should be like a third world country leader, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, he has a cult leader vibe to him. Like,
why?
and I genuinely think that, like, if there's one man alive right now that is a manager that could make Mbappe and Vinicius shut the fuck up and just play, or else they're gonna sit down for a year and not play. And he said he's not good. Like, I genuinely think he's the type of person to, like, make them sit for 6 months until they decide they're gonna play the way he wants. Yeah, like, he's genuinely that type of person, and will take all of the scrutiny gladly, go into interviews and, like, say whatever necessary. That would be insane. Like, if he can make that happen, I think, like, the gap between him and Guardiola is not as big as, like, we have it right now, in my opinion. If he can make that happen and win a Champions League with Real Madrid, like, within 3 years, bro,
I don't even know what
manager of all time, top 5. I don't care, bro. Like,
I don't even know what Madrid are going to do when people like Nico Paz and Hendrick come back, because it's like I had that what's his name, Gonzalo Garcia, like, it's hiking over for that guy. Like, they're shipping him off somewhere when Hendrick comes back, and then you add. I feel like Nico Paz could bring stability to. Somebody has to go. Camavinga or Tchouaméni have to leave Madrid.
I think Camavinga will leave, personally.
Somebody genuinely has to.
They should become bench players. Literally, they should accept that they're.
I don't think they're going to accept that, though.
They're not going to accept it, but that's what they should try to do. I think Tchouaméni might accept it before Camavinga.
Agreed. I think Camavinga actually has more quality than we've seen at Madrid, to be honest. I think he's actually a pretty good player.
Yeah, no, he's a good player, but then it's like, you know, like, our sides of being injured sometimes is like, so
of course.
Like, I feel like he has acquired that bozo gene where it's like he's just there to blame sometimes. Like, you know, when you need a player to blame. Like, no, many players have had the bozo gene. Like,
also,
you can't be a good player. You can't be a good player and have that bozo gene, you know, like.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Part of the conversation, like, the reason I feel like Camavinga hasn't performed to the expectation throughout his career at Madrid, I would say, is, bro, he never really gets to play one position consistently.
Yeah.
Never.
Neither does Tchouaméni to a certain extent, but not like Camavinga's level.
Yeah.
Like, Camavinga will play left back, right back, like, play on the wing, play in the midfield, and even within the midfield, play
sometimes they
defensive.
won't even give him a position. They'll just sub him on and tell him to just play.
It literally feels like when you're playing recess soccer, bro. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
just everywhere at the same time. And he does every position genuinely pretty fucking well. Like I can't lie. Like I've never seen him in a position I'm like he doesn't belong there.
No, he's a technically secure player. There's no denying that. I do think that he stunted his growth. Some players they do that. Some players go to Madrid, they're not able to kind of reach the higher ceiling of their potential. And I think if he leaves, you'll probably see a better version of him personally. But I know you want to move on anyways.
Yeah, I just remembered. Camavinga was a 10 in League
Was
One.
it
Really?
He was a 10 in League One before he went to Madrid.
I did not know that.
I forgot about that. I brought it up. Like
what happened to Rashford? Like, his season.
No,
Yes,
the
yeah.
season also, but wasn't there like the whole racist thing during the game? Like,
Oh,
there's
I
a
didn't see
fan
that.
that got.
I didn't
There's
know.
a lot regarding Rashford actually. Like we could talk
that.
about. Like we could talk about the overview of his season and if it was successful or not. Whether Barca should want to keep him or not.
I feel like he's done like what they
He's done good. He's done
Yeah,
good.
I think there was some times where it was like, because me I watch a sensible amount of Barcelona games so that I'll know that okay, if I'm having a conversation about these guys, at least I know what I'm saying. Like there have been some times where he looked a bit shaky, but then it's like they brought him in as okay, loan with option to buy. You're going to be a backup. Where if we need you in left wing, you play left wing. If we need you sometimes to strike, play strike. Sometimes right wing, play right wing. He's done that job. I think he's got a sensible amount of goals and assists. He's played well. He gives that defensive effort. Rashford always goes back. He's helped them win a Super Cup. He's helped them win a league. I think definitely they should keep him. I don't think, in as much as he loves Manchester United, I think I can say that he doesn't really want to go back. Like sometimes you just have to move on from some things in life, and yeah, I feel like they should keep him in.
But yeah, man. Apparently, Quan was telling me that GA wise, this is the most successful loan ever in La Liga history.
Yeah, and I think he's the most by minute, like most prolific of their attackers this season. Even though
really?
and Rafinha have been injured, to be fair. But
and then they have what's his name, Ferran Torres? Like
Yeah.
Exactly, like someone like that. Like I think Ferran Torres is like their top La Liga scorer, but then he just has that Bozo genes, so it's like nobody's ever going to rate him. Like,
but the thing is, the thing about him, JK, is that yes, he's the top scorer, but he should be the record breaker. Like he's genuinely like for every goal he scores, he misses 3.
He misses like exactly like that guy should have
true.
so many more goals than he does have. Like,
I wanted to
Rashford, honestly.
I was gonna say I wanted to add quickly. I really have been impressed, especially because I know Rashford has had a lot of mental lapses and dips in his career, especially at United, which I thought maybe would have stunted him a little bit moving to Spain. But for me, I have to be real. There's one game he played against Newcastle in Champions League. This is in the when I saw that, I put it was one of these the Drewski meme, bro. I put my hands up and I was like, bro, hey, bro, I got to give it to bro, man. My guy was I won't even lie. I've never been the hugest Rashford fan, but over the years, I've really started to rate him more and more and more, especially the season with United where him and Martial were cooking as a duo. But after that, I was like, I'm not really too hot on him, But this past season, I've been really impressed.
I had the same view. I never liked Rashford at first. Like, I started liking Rashford when I found out people disliked him when he was giving people food. And I was there's no way. Like,
it was genuinely just the English media. Like,
I was like,
they scapegoated
what
him
the fuck is going on? Because I didn't rate the guy. Because I was like, yo, he's cool, he's good, but like, y'all see what the French dude with the gloves is doing? Like, that guy is moving mad, bro. Like, Martial's like first year, bro. He was so elegant on the ball, like it was nuts. But again, over time, like when a player earns your respect, and like that's something beautiful about like sports and football. Like when you don't like a player at first, and over time, like the player just forces you to develop like a respect for him.
Yes.
Like I'm always gonna have respect for Rashford, and I love the fact he doesn't want to go back to United, and I love the fact that he's linked to me. He's like I love the fact that Arsenal is a team now that everybody's linked to, bro. Like that should genuinely.
Rashford is linked to Arsenal.
He's not going.
Yes, he's linked to Arsenal. Yes,
Rashford is linked to Arsenal.
Yes, Endrick is linked to Arsenal. Like, bro, I'm so happy about
please
that.
Please don't buy Endrick. No, please don't.
Yeah, if you buy Endrick, it's perfect. Oh my god, I love it. Endrick and Gabriel are probably my favorite soccer players.
Arsenal fans are so delusional.
Yo, Ruben, okay, hold on. I'm gonna give you guys an insight. This Barca fan, right, says that he's right now on top of football. He's at the top
I
of
didn't
football.
say football. I just said that we're at the top.
At the top of what?
We're at the top of the league, but we're just at the top.
All right,
I can't like Arsenal's track record with Brazilian attackers. Please do not buy.
Yeah, but that's what we need one. We need one, bro.
Yes,
Like, I don't know.
I
Like,
don't think that's the striker you guys.
Arsenal.
I don't think that's the striker you guys need. High key.
No,
I
like,
doubt
you know,
Arteta will even play him as a striker. Though.
I
like,
was gonna
no.
say,
Yeah.
I wanted to get my piece off on Rashford because obviously that's my boy, but
Mhm.
I feel like all you guys were saying that like you don't rate him or you didn't rate him.
At
And
first.
I feel like with Rashford, the only thing is his mentality. His ability is easily world class, in my opinion. I feel like he's had multiple world class seasons. It's only when he's switched
Multiple?
on. Yes.
Yeah, he's
I
done
think
about
he's been
two.
on the
He's done about
cusp.
two.
I think he's been on the cusp of world
I
class.
feel like there were some times where, like, for 3 months, Rashford was the best player.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like sometimes, like, for 3 months,
Nah.
Rashford was the best player in the world, and then after
No,
that,
it's about two. It's about 2 seasons, I'd say.
Yeah, it's at
For
least
sure.
it's 2 seasons. It's 2 seasons. I don't know if you want to add probably not this.
2 world-class seasons is multiple.
I mean,
it
more
is
than
multiple,
one.
though, factually. It's more than one.
It's a
so
couple
it's
at
multiple, yeah.
It's a couple at best.
We're continue.
but yeah, no, that's all I had to say. I think it's all a mentality thing for him. When he's switched on, I think he also just doesn't want to be the main man. But like when he's forced to, and when the system is built around him, like with Ten Hag that first season, I feel like he's shown what he could do multiple times.
Bro, do you guys know about Ben Simmons? That's pretty much what you're talking about, bro. Like, this motherfucker Ben Simmons has everything you need to be a basketball player, but just something up there is clicking,
Yo,
bro. That's all
don't
it
disrespect
is.
Rashford like that, please, man. He's
Rashford
No, I'm
a
not. No,
has
Rashford
accomplished
isn't
way
an
more,
extent
though.
of Ben
Exactly.
Simmons, but like, no, I'm not. I'm not calling Rashford Ben Simmons. No.
Yo, he's not that much of a scrub.
No, he's not that much. No, bro. Rashford actually came. I didn't think Rashford was gonna come back. Like, I think
Me neither. Yeah,
I
me
thought
neither.
Manchester ruined him. I didn't think he was gonna show levels again, kind of thing. But
Like everyone just knows there's a player in there. It's just like it depends on the situation he puts him in. Like what ET said. Like I think he explained it perfectly. Like I feel like he doesn't want to be the main man. Like he wants to be part of the winning. He can be a very good part of the winning. But then when you put all the pressure on him, like when in the Manchester United time, Sancho became depressed, Martial became bad, Greenwood did what he did, and then Ronaldo left, and then like all hope was high key lost. It was Fernandes and Rashford, and then Rashford was like, okay, he's been here since the academy. He's the poster boy. So all that pressure was on him, and then the English media coming in, everything was just like a lot, and that takes a toll on a footballer. But yeah, I'm happy that he's been able to like obviously this isn't like 10 years ago. This is how people thought that Rashford would be like one of the best players in the world, but on those Champions Leagues. But, he's been able to manage the situation he's in, and I feel like he's found it.
People were telling me like Rooney wasn't gonna be able to like be in the same conversation as Rashford late in like 5 years or like people were saying things about
they
Rashford.
set very high standards for him. Like, very high standards.
Yo, we need to talk about Bruno in the PFA award. And ET, I need for this conversation to start, I need you to break down why Bruno deserves the award, if that's what you believe, of course.
I think he deserves the award because nobody would have predicted that United would be in this situation. Even I, who is a very optimistic United fan, who felt that, Amorim hadn't been given the players. He was kind of thrown basically under the bus completely to try something when they knew that the formation that he played, they knew that he didn't have the players to play that formation, and changing in the middle of the season. Despite all of that, we were able to finish third this season. That's primarily due to him. He played 2 different positions this season. In my opinion, he played both well. I think, people can say whatever they want to say about how he played at the 8 under Amorim. I personally felt that he was still creating loads of chances from even deeper, which he was still creating the most chances in the league from deeper. I thought our attack was creating a lot of XG. We just were not finishing. And I think obviously there are going to be some defensive issues, but I think that also has to just do with the structure, like having Casemiro next to him. I don't know if that's the best like solution for that, but I think again he's potentially going to break the assist record or at least equal it. I think he should have even way more assists than he does, to be honest, if our players could finish. And again, like he's just led us to a much more successful season than people would have anticipated. And I think, yeah, that's the most important thing.
Before, because I saw JK and Stefan shake their heads at something you said. But hold on, I want to ask: do you think there's competitors? Do you think there's people where it's arguable, or do you think he's heads and shoulders above the competition?
I think I would have to put Gabriel there. That's about the only name that's coming to mind.
No Holland, no Declan, or okay. Now, JK, what are you about to say?
Just the thing about Bruno. Bruno in the 8 was awful to me personally. Like I don't think he was good at all. And I also feel like if we're talking about big chances created, big chances created matters. I feel like chances created in itself is such a pointless task because it's like if I shoot the ball from the middle of the field at the opposition goalkeeper, that's a chance created. But like that's a useless chance. You know, about Bruno being the PFA, I think the only other player that I think should battle with Bruno for the PFA, but I feel like he's just so untalked about is Raya. Like I feel like
I was just about to say, okay.
I feel like Raya has had an exceptional season. Like if we are talking about clean sheets, he has the clean sheets. Big saves, he has the big saves. Big game performances, he has the big game performances.
Yep.
Then obviously Bruno is an outfield player, so it's like, yeah, he's going to get more, like fans are going to be more want to align with him more than Raya. But I feel like that's the only, like, when we're talking, not like someone that we will say he's a competitor, but then we know he's second. No, like, if I'm talking about someone that's actually competing for the award, I feel like Raya should be competing with him. But yeah, I feel like Bruno should win the PFA, yeah.
I was going to add, can I go, Zab? Is that cool?
Yeah, go.
I was gonna agree with you, Et. As you know, I'm not a United Glazer. That's not my thing. But I do know and consume a lot of United content. And for me, watching quite a bit of United games this season, especially I think post Amorim in particular, he's taken his game up to a new notch. Like he wasn't. I won't act like he was JK saying awful. Because there were some games in the 8 where he actually was fairly okay. But I do think he increased his level significantly in a more free system. And United playing as a natural 10 now. And for me personally, I always like giving the PFA to the player that's been individually the most, like, I don't say they have to dominate every game, but they make an impact in most matches he's played. And by the statistics, Bruno Fernandes will finish with the GA one out of every 2 games, or an assist out of 1 every 2 games, which is, for me, is enough to know no other players doing that in the league. Now, some people will say, oh, set piece tax. For me, there's an art to set pieces. So I'll actually give Bruno Fernandes.
That means you're placing it perfectly.
100%.
That's a better, honestly. Like to me, that's class. I don't know.
I mean, what's amazing about what he's doing is that he's getting all these assists with the attackers he has. It's like,
man, Sesko is not.
See, Man U has some good attackers, but then if with the attackers that they have, you wouldn't think that somebody on their team is about to break the Premier League.
But you have to remember though, JK, Casemiro has been scoring at least 8, or he has about 7 or 8 of Bruno's assists have come from From Bruno to Casemiro on
like exactly, like even leave the attackers like
that's it. No, but that proves JK's point. Because
7 or 8 of these guys
fucking crazy.
No, but
what do you mean? Like
Casemiro is a striker when he's a kid.
Of this guy is a 37-year-old defensive mid. Like that's high key insane. Like that's nuts. Like that's like
insane. His headers are.
And I feel like Henry has put some black magic on that record. I don't think.
Me too. I think there's some voodoo on that. I don't think he'll.
I don't think Bruno is going to break it. Like.
Only
and
because
you know he's tried to break it as well. Like some of the passes he's been giving is like,
bro, he's not shooting anymore. He's not shooting.
Ball, bro. Like, but yeah.
But no, I was just to finish my just to land my point. All of this to say that I feel as though it makes his record that much more impressive. That it's a mixture of the set pieces and the open play assists. And the only reason why I'm going to give him extra credit is because I said the thing about De Bruyne not too long ago, which I think De Bruyne has his own special ball delivery or set piece delivery. But Bruno Fernandes' delivery as a player, again, another one of those players, his ball manipulation as a passer, as a long passer, as an assister, I think it's really, really good. I can't lie. First touch is quality and his ability to find a pass when he's on it. There's some games that we've seen, many people can say, we've seen Bruno like, he's not having the best game. But when he's playing well, he's one of the best players on the field. And I think so, at least.
You know what? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say one quick thing. One more quick thing about the 8. Why I liked him there is because I feel like in the beginning when he started playing there, he was not like, I didn't like it, to be honest. I thought it wasn't effective. I think after the first couple of games of this season, he really grew into it and he changed as a player to where he's now he's conducting the game. He's deep. He's controlling the pace. He's pinging the ball out wide. His switches are perfect. He showed me like way more of a range of pass to where at first, people would say, and I think you guys probably might still laugh at like, oh, he's on a similar level in quality of pass to De Bruyne. But for me, this season proved to me that he is the very, very elite. And then I think that experience also has made him better now at the 10, because now he's not always trying, like he still plays risky passes, he's still taking chances, but he's able to, okay, let's just keep possession, let me move it, let's take our time. And I think that has just made him so much of a better player.
Bro, I think they're in the same tier. Like I think they're both in terms of this, I think they're both S tier, like passers. But I think De Bruyne is way closer to being like number 1 and Bruno's closer to being like A tier. I don't think he's A tier, but I think they're both S tier. I think there's Bruno. I respect Bruno so much, but I dislike Bruno as a player because I would never.
We all do, Zach.
I would never want to manage.
I don't really hate him because he's just like a thorn in my side.
I couldn't. No, but I wouldn't want to coach him. I wouldn't want to coach him because I don't think Bruno's. Listen, I'm gonna explain. I don't think Bruno's vision is that great. I think Bruno's pass accuracy and his audacity is what is insane. Like,
I agree.
I don't think he's the shit. I think he just is willing to try shit over and over again.
He doesn't second think at all. Like, even
like,
if he feels
think, he just he sees a player, he's just gonna, that ball's gonna go through. No matter what, it's gonna go through, and he's gonna make it happen.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
I feel like if Bruno doesn't eventually break the record, like, what's his name? Diallo, something has to happen to Diallo. Like, I don't know if it's a bad thing. I don't know if it's a horrible thing, but something has to happen to that guy because that guy, bro, see, I kid you not, the convos, this was like, I think Manchester United was playing Lyon, first leg of the Europa League, that 2 legs last season. And I was having this convo with my guys, and they were like, okay, rank these guys. Yamal, Doué, Olise, and Diallo. And I was like, Diallo? I was like, what's Diallo doing here? And I had this guy look me in my eye, told me that Diallo is better than Olise. And I was like, fam, like, am I tripping? And then it's like, this season he's just been, like he didn't really live up from last season, and then now he's high-key fucking up Bruno's swag. Like, Bruno is trying to get this assist record, and this guy's out here trolling,
I was just about to say, bro, like, you see, as much as y'all hate Arsenal fans, and he's saying that Arsenal fans are delusional,
it wasn't a United fan that said this.
Man United fans put their players in conversations they don't belong. And
it wasn't a United fan that said this. It was a Barca fan.
I think Olise is a little bit blasphemous, but I think if you watch Ahmad, like, he's just like, he is a brilliant player. When there is output, like, it's going to be undeniable. Right now, he hasn't been producing out, but it hasn't only been him. And Bemo since AFCON has been a terrorist.
He's been a terrorist. He's been playing against you guys.
He's playing against you guys.
He cannot finish anything. And then don't even get me started on Dallo. I don't remember the last time and he always gets into these positions. he
Like
never,
there's never been a more evident the dynasty starts after you player than like genuinely like that guy has to die. Like something has to happen.
Yo, honestly, there's certain guys in the squad, JK, where I'm thinking to myself, they've been here, they've overstayed their welcome
If
to the point where
Dalot
their
can
bodies are
leave
rotting.
United at the end of this season, I genuinely
Seriously,
see
bro.
United winning it like a big.
Like, I need a new generation now, please.
Wait,
James.
can I ask E.T.? I have a question for you. What do you think? How do you think this Man U team is going to adjust to the like switching games played? Like, cause this season it was all 4 round games, like one game every 2 months.
Exactly.
But then
I
now
was
it's
gonna
like,
say that.
you know, like now it's like they're going to be Champions League games, Premier League games. You know, how do you think they're going to? So,
I think that it will be, it'll affect us a little bit in the league. I think we're not going to be as good, maybe, but I think Carrick, who seems like he's going to be the manager, I feel like he's played at Manchester United and he's been competing on multiple fronts before. He's seen how Fergie handled that. I feel like he is going to know, and he just seems like he's very calm. He kind of just knows how to he knows what the moment requires. I feel like he's going to be able to manage that situation pretty well overall. I think it depends on how we move this summer. I'm hoping we sign at least, let me not say at least, I'm hoping we sign 3 midfielders.
Oh,
Three?
3.
Yeah.
Nah, they're
Why
not
do you
signing
need 3
three.
I
midfielders?
got United need
They'll get
midfielders.
2. They're not signing.
United need
That's not
midfielders.
Ugarte? Why
Because
do you
Ugarte is gone.
Bro,
Ugarte is
no,
No,
gone.
he's obviously gone. No. Casemiro and Ugarte are gonna get sold, but 3
Exactly.
is crazy.
So we need 2, and then we've needed one. Like we've at least needed
you guys
another
are not
one.
able to sell Ugarte.
So you need a new midfield. Period.
Yeah, they do. I agree with that.
I that's what I think. I think we need someone to compete with Manu. We can't just have one player for that position. We need someone to compete with him. And I also think, he has dropped his level at times before, even though now I think he's finally, playing at his level. He has dropped his level. We need competition, and then we need 2 6s. So there needs to be 3 midfielders for sure, in my opinion. And I think that is the plan. And
Do you have any midfielders in mind?
In terms of midfield?
I think Mateus Fernandez, I really want him. We're linked to him from West Ham. He's had a really good season. I think all around he's a really good player, very good passing the ball from any type of pass. I think it's going to help Bruno play a lot better. I think that's why I would want to compete with Kobe. And then Baleba and another 6. I want Chouameni ideally. I don't know if that's going to happen. So I'd settle for Joao Gomez if we could make that happen.
You talk about midfielder. What about striker?
Yeah.
Striker, I think I would potentially want to see another striker. I just don't think it's a priority. I think Cunha can play there. I think Mbemo can play there. I want to see Cheeto get more chances next season. I feel like he's been doing good at the under 21s, under 18s. Yeah, and Sesko, I think, is obvious. I mean, I say obviously. I don't know what you guys
I
think.
feel like at this point he's the starter now.
Yeah, I think he's had a great season, all things considered. So yeah,
I have to interject and say this. In my personal opinion, I think Sesko, as you said, I think he's a good player. I think he's had a good season. But for the expectation of what I heard United fans telling me at the beginning of the season, I've not seen that level. I've seen him be good, but I was told top of the Premier League charts. He's about to come in and rip up this Prem. Watch him, bro. Him and Gyökeres are gonna go band for band. Who's the better striker?
Yeah,
I haven't seen
he's
that.
arguably had a better season than Gyökeres.
What happened to people?
United fans are low-key underrated.
No, but bro, what happened to people understanding that people need to adapt?
Yeah,
But then it's like there's that thing of okay, players need to adapt. Then they are now anomalies like fucking Amiyamal, and everybody wants it Amiyamal, everybody wants it Haaland, everybody wants it Jude Bellingham, everybody wants it.
But bro, there's not that
It's
many of them to go around every year, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's not how it works.
Like, the things I was hearing about Šeško in Germany, I thought this guy was like a designed striker. Like they designed him in a Serbian lab for like 10 years, and then finally released him as like the prototype or whatever. I didn't think he was going to come to United and baller because I feel like fans don't like. In as much as I won't say I hate United, but then the shirt is a heavy shirt. Like playing for United is not easy at all because you get backlash from fans from staff at the club, from legends, from
And
pundits.
it's different when the fans are dumbasses. Like, it's worse.
Thank
the
you,
backlash is
man.
worse.
And
So
The
I don't
backlash is so much worse.
any player that United signed, like ever since the Sancho thing flopped, I've never expected a player to come to United.
exactly.
And
I don't.
okay,
I don't.
he's going to, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what United fans were saying that. I feel like that's a crazy thing to say that he would be topping the goal scoring charts. But on the Gyökeres point, I don't know exactly what the non-penalty goals look like, but I think it's pretty close. I think arguably he's had a comparable season to Gyökeres, and Gyökeres is like 20 what, 26, 27 maybe. Like he's an
Around
experienced
there,
player.
I think.
I
So
would say this. I actually do think, in terms of ceiling and just natural striking ability, that Šeško is the better player. I do think Gyökeres for Arsenal has actually, in my opinion, exceeded his expectations. Because I'll be real, I did not really rate him when they signed him. I really
Yeah,
didn't.
me either.
In the last couple of weeks, last 2-3 months, I won't lie. Again, put my hands up. From what I'm seeing, we're definitely seeing the best version of him at Arsenal since he's been there,
No,
for sure.
I actually wanted Arsenal to get Šeško instead of
See?
Gyökeres at first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard all
yeah.
Arsenal say that. Yeah.
I never rated Šeško, but I feel like the standards that like an Arsenal fan blatantly told me to my face, like Gyökeres comes in, he's putting Haaland in the food chain, he's scoring
Yeah,
40
but
Premier League
I said
goals.
Manchester United fans are stupid. Arsenal's right there with them, fam.
Yeah, like
Us and Madrid fans. Oh my
Way more
god,
than
bro.
yeah, and then Chelsea had some links to him as well, and I did not want him. I'm not about to get fooled like that Portuguese league. Those guys will sell a 60 goal striker and then create another one a week
Yes,
later.
Darwin
And then
Nunez.
another thing
This
again.
goes on, bro.
And then it just keeps on happening. Like teams just keep on falling for the prank. Like, it's crazy.
And also in the beginning of the season, people forget it's not like Šeško has been starting every game. Like Amorim was trying to protect him because he's a young player. We had Cunha playing up top a lot of the games. Like it's only lately that he started to really get that. And even Carrick, I'm pretty sure Carrick wasn't even starting him initially either. It took a long time of him scoring goals off the bench for him to even. So I think people are really underrating his season, to be honest.
Yeah.
I hear it.
I'm inclined to agree. Well, guys, we've been recording for a minute now. I think unless there's anything else you guys just want to bring up and just talk about, we're cool to end it here. Is there anything you guys wanted to add or talk about?
Just looked it up. They both are at 11 non-penalty goals, by the way.
Yeah, they had very comparable seasons for sure. I would say.
Fair play. I didn't even know that.
But appreciate y'all for coming through, man. I think we had a really good episode. I was initially planning for like 30 minutes. We're like well over an hour at the moment. Thank you guys for coming through. JK, ET Media, Dawn, Steven. Again, anything you guys want to add into the bio for us to plug in, send it through. We will. Appreciate you guys for coming through, and we'll be back soon.